Ottawa wins it in overtime. They definitely played well enough this series. They deserve to not get swept, I suppose. That's unfortunate for us Leaf fans, but what a great game it was. Indeed, what a good series it's been so far. Totally stoked. I guess we'll have to go to Tuesday and see who wins then. After we find out who wins on Monday in the big playoff here, Canada-wide. Okay. Well, a couple stories I'm following right now. So we got a little bit of a low-pressure system, we'll call it system, that's been going to be forming out there on the other side of the Rockies. As it moves across, it's going to make for some maybe a little bit of thunderstorm across the south end of the prairies, definitely on the American side. Going to make for probably a tornado outbreak, actually, on the American side. And spreading some snow up to the far north, closer to the Northwest Territories, and that's going to be the end of for them until they get some warm weather coming soon, shortly afterwards. Meanwhile, we got a low-level atmospheric river that's probably coming towards British Columbia, and I mean I don't know what there's levels 1 through 5, but looking at the maps, I'm saying that's like beneficial rain is what I'm trying to get at. It's a beneficial atmospheric river. It's bringing needed precipitation and not in incredible amounts. It's going to be moving around nicely, spreading it around up and down the coastal areas from the Alaska Panhandle on down. So that's coming up over the next few days. Had a nice weekend, but now we're into a pattern change for a short while. Okay, let's go. There it is. This is bad news.
My God. Right now.
Anything could happen.
Get on!
Wow. I'll watch the video later. Ain't try mopping this. Caribou Weather Dude YouTube channel. By the way, hit like, share, subscribe, yada, 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 blah, 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 blah. Please, I could use your help. Thanks. Let's go. So we'll start here by just addressing what I'm talking about, low-level atmospheric river. As you can see, going down the coast, and then next round, shortly after that, then moving on down the coast. So what's going on is we have this high-pressure system sitting pretty strongly out there off the coast, dug in real good off the U.S. coast, I should say, and it's acting like a conveyor belt. And you can see there's like a sort of a low-pressure conveyor belt above. That's been more or less the behavior in the Gulf of Alaska off and on. One of these guys kind of coming and going, or mostly dug in, staying there. Consistent pattern, so it's helping to feed the other way. So we got the clockwise motion of the high-pressure system here. We got the counterclockwise motion of the low-pressure system up there, helping to send some precip down to BC, cool things off a little bit. But the good thing is it's we're not going back into like really cold weather in BC by any means. No, we're going to be back out of this soon. Let's look at some things. So this is looking at water vapor, more or less, right? Precipitable water, what's out there, what's available. And we're going to see how that comes at BC here. You can see how our low right there is feeding it down over the next few days. So bringing us a couple days of cooler down weather, cloudier weather, a little bit of precip. There it is, down the coast. Beneficial, I call this. Beneficial. This isn't like trying to scare you for clickbait saying it's atmospheric river. If you notice, I don't think I'll put it in the title just to prove you that I'm not trying to clickbait you. I'm just calling an atmospheric phenomenon more or less what it is. Low level, mostly beneficial atmospheric river. So anyways, we'll come back to this talk. This is a reshoot. I just did an entire shoot with my face in the way. I do that sometimes. Okay, so reshooting here. High pressure living off the coast. Seen that low into Sunday morning. Start to develop into the other side of the Rockies there. And that's going to help suck some cool air down. That sucking of that cold air is going to form a trough there. It's going to help feed this low. This low is going to become a disaster situation there in the United States. You can see those air parcels coming down. You can see here our atmospheric river trying to get cohesive while systems move out during the afternoon for them on Sunday in Atlantic Canada. Starting to see that low there press on through. Meanwhile, snowfall into Alberta looking like, I'm just going to pause this for 1 sec. Still mostly, fairly nice temperatures, even though we're watching the pattern change there. For us on Sunday in BC, big time thunderstorms will start breaking out into Montana. As you can see, Saskatchewan maybe getting some of those while snow is coming down on the foothill side of the Rockies throughout the day on Sundays. Temperatures dropping with that trough. Temperatures dropping a lot. And now we're watching how this large system becomes really cohesive over North Dakota. I'm going to come back to BC in a second here and our story, but look, watch this. Manitoba, unfortunately, you're going to be kind of on the north side of this whole system. I mean, maybe fortunately, you don't want to be through Wisconsin or through Iowa when some of these start torching off on Monday afternoon. There's going to be a really, really strong severe storm outbreak. I'm concerned for Northern Ontario for what it could see during the day on that day. Thunder Bay is definitely going to be in the neighborhood of some strong thunderstorm activity. Cool air on the lake probably will help anger this system, I would think, because it's pulling up whether Iowa City's 26 degrees Celsius in the afternoon, while Winnipeg's only 1 degree. So look at that instability. This is the problem that has to be worked out. That's what the storm's trying to do, is it's trying to work out an imbalance. Unfortunately, that's a violent process. It just does it as fast as it can and as violently as it can for us. And that's why Northern Ontario first seeing those storms overnight onto Tuesday, still kicking off. And then we're going to watch on Tuesday afternoon, next round into Southern Ontario. You can see that motion of all the air moving straight up into the province there, feeding fast up to that low. So you're going to see thunderstorms break out through here. I'm not willing to guess yet if cells will get isolated and we'll see tornadoes there. You might want to be following Instant Weather Ontario or someone like that if you're from Ontario and watching the show here. Thank you if you are. Some of our friends there will have better looks at it, because I got to do firefighter fitness test tomorrow, and then I got to work the election all day on Monday. That's important work. That goes off towards Quebec and whatnot. So snowfall in behind, of course, as now this is a really, really developed mid-latitude cyclone, of course, moving across through Canada. So that's how most of the week starts for them. Back to us on Sunday, because not much happens until this atmospheric river system starts to try to get cohesive, right? So here's what we're looking at. There's that high, like I was explaining, basically providing a block so that this water can't go any further than that. Right? That's more or less what it is. And then where is it going to go? It's going to get funneled on down, basically, as that high pressure swirls. It's just going to sort of stack up. It's going to have a hard time crossing into BC. Meanwhile, those storms are breaking out into the continent that we were just looking at. And now here we're watching the strong winds up the coast, beneficial atmospheric river. We got Monday starting with precip into the BC interior. So Quesnel looking like you're going to be getting some rain up the coast there into Hickson, Prince George, down Rocky Mountain Trench, over Mackenzie, up into the Peace. Everyone's going to be getting a little bit of rain here. Quite a bit of snow in the far north, and maybe overnight into Monday in the mountains if you're going through passes like into Alberta side or into the Rockies anywhere. Going through the Rockies or through the Coast Mountains anywhere, you could be running into some freezing rain patches. So real heads up on that. Overnight travel into Tuesday morning looking bad for those areas. And the north, of course, taking a fair good dumping of snow. We could look at precise numbers if you want. I don't know if anyone exactly cares or not. But here's the good news for us. So we're watching ridging building back more or less up. We're going to get more warm air kind of fed at us through the week. It's going to get warmer for a bunch of days as we get into Wednesday and whatnot. Things clearing out on Tuesday. You might see at times some lightning still down near border country. I think in southeast BC. Not out of the question. Like Look Trail, that's close to you. Maybe it crosses a little bit in the border. Calgary, maybe on Tuesday evening, seeing a little bit of lightning potential there, little thunderstorm potential. We're going to watch now. Our temperatures are going to look pretty nice through the week, because through the middle of the week, we don't have much forecast to hit us. So when we come into Wednesday afternoon, looking pretty nice again. 20s through the southern interior in the lowest places. And, of course, high teens in the Caribou, but probably going to exceed that again as well. Same thing for Thursday, warming up as well into Thursday afternoon. 20s into the Caribou. 23 Williams Lake. Oh, wow. 24 Kelowna, Kamloops, looking like that. That's nice. Well, we're going to start losing that again as the next system comes at us, which will be for next forecast. That'll be for next forecast video. But as you can see, when we lose it, it warms up in the Alberta side substantially for them. So Western Canada gets a rebound in the temperatures after what was kind of a gross thing. But as you can see, that upper level low is living there in the Gulf of Alaska. We kind of get these guys dug in and staying around. And if it keeps doing that for a long time, we'll have a pretty wet spring, and that should delay or offset fire season for a while. So I've been really hesitant to make a long-range forecast this year, whereas the past years I've said, like, this is what I think fire season's going to do. And right now all I have is, like, variables. And it's like, well, if this guy, if we can have kind of repeats of this upper-level disturbance staying there in the Gulf of Alaska like we saw in 2019 and 2020, it will bode well for us to have a lot of precipitation. Even if we have a lot of thunderstorms, they'll come with a lot of rain. So that's some of the good news on all that. Beneficial atmospheric river. That's what we want after a couple of dry days in the province. We definitely had some a few wildfire stories I've seen pop up, including like grass fire, something like that, near a friend's house in Kelowna area that got out of control. So a few things like that on the docket. That's what happens when you got the spring dip. You got everything's dead out there. nothing's growing again really, and drop a spark and things in the wind can get carried away a little bit too easy. So this cooler weather for a couple days should help depress that, should help reset us back for some push the fire danger back down for a little while. And if we can kind of keep that fire danger down until we get into the green up, that's good news. With the warmth this week, it's crapshoot, but it's like right now it's going pulse of warmth, pulse of rain. So I mean, that's nice. That's favorable because we're getting both. Whereas I think in 2019 and 2020, we didn't always get the pulse of warmth too. Not even in the up in Wells, it was cold those summers. It was nasty, man. It like broke families up. It was bad. People became alcoholics. It rained a lot. It was miserable. So, anyways, that's the show for today. Hit like, share, subscribe. We'll come back at you again soon, my friends. Take care.